Ooh, la la la, what's going on, guys? We're back in the garage. This will be a continuation from the last one. We're just about ready to drop the transmission, subframe, and all that. I got a few things I need to do first. I want to disconnect any further or any remaining connections. I know I got an electrical connector on this side. I got the speed sensor on that side. And there's a couple bolts that hold the shift linkage down, so I'm going to go ahead and take that apart. Starting with the shift linkage, I know it's a little hard to see. There's just two bolts that hold the shift linkage bracket. See the cable coming out of that side. And then it hooks on to the shifting arm, which is the plastic clip. That plastic clip just pops up. So I'm going to take those two bolts out, and they're kind of hard to reach. I probably should have took them out before I started, when I first took the airbox and stuff out, because they're right under that. They are a, what is that, a half-inch socket. There we go. Turned it one click. You hear that? One click. Once you get them loose, though, you should be able to just use an extended socket and get your hand in there. Oh yeah, they're moving now. Got our first one out. Second one's out. Just a little prying on it and it comes right up. Should be able to fish it out of here. Okay. There's our shift linkage, and there's the little, it's just a little plastic clip that, it's like a compression, just prying it up, gets it out of the way. And now I got an electrical connector right here, and that's just a couple squeeze clips on the side. You squeeze the sides and it comes right out. Get that tied back out of our way. And then we got one more electrical connector on the passenger side, right here. I know it's kind of hard to see. That's just a real quick clip. That is the vehicle speed sensor. So all of our connections to the transmission are now disconnected. Okay, now before I secure my engine from the hoist, I'm going to undo the all of the lower mount bolts. I got a mount here on the driver's side at the transmission. I'm going to undo them all. I'd like to raise the engine up with the jack about an inch before I put my ropes in place. That way when it sinks down, it should be in the right position. So I'm going to disconnect all of my lower bolts for the mounts, while keeping everything in place. I'm just removing bolts that I can remove without dropping anything. Okay. That's 1 and 2. And on the driver's side, there were 18mm bolts. Over here, they're 15mm. I got one here and one here. Right underneath the main pulley is the engine mount on this side. Oh. Wow, they're actually already loose. Yeah, that one's loose too. Okay. Bolt number 1 is out. Okay, bolt number 2 is out. I've also got some clips I need to remove from the subframe. I think that's for the power steering. It goes up all the way to the other side and then curls back. I guess it's like a cooler for the power steering. So we'll get those clips loose. These look like just little, they're metal clips, but they just got the little plastic pop-ins, so that's nice. God, that couldn't be easier, could it? And there's a couple in the front I'll have to get to from the front. Now I'm looking for any other motor mounts. It looks like the transmission connects to the engine on this side with 1, 2, 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3. And then the connection on the other side is on the side panel. 3 or 4 bolts over there. That's our connection from the transmission to the engine. So we'll keep those intact for now. I want to raise the engine up about an inch, and then I'm going to put my my hoist together. Okay, so like I said, I raised the engine up probably about an inch, inch and a half. The front motor mounts will stay in place. That'll be my fail-safe in case my DIY fails here. I got some 200-pound rope, doubled and quadrupled over. So that should hold. I'm going to let it down off the jack and put a little pressure on it and see what happens. Did it move? I don't know if I saw it move. I got a lot of tension on this side, not so much on this side. I'm going to try to crack the rear subframe bolts This actually has a shield. The bolt is exposed, but it has a protector shield that keeps the arm from falling, so I'll have to take that out too. This is a 13/16. Something tells me this is going to be an ass. If I remember correctly, these are the worst of the bolts. Understandably so, seeing as how they have to hold everything up. Definitely don't need a breaker bar. Yeah, baby. 13/16 again. Oh, it's spinning, baby. Okay, the front we're going to have to work on. Let's see if we can get the back one at least. Felt it move. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's try that front one again. Make sure we're all the way on there. Come on, baby. Let's try a bigger ratchet and see if we can't get in between the shroud. Push power. Oh, it moved. Sweet. So we got all 4 subframe main bolts cracked. Do have these covers that protect the rear. They got 2 bolts, one on each side. Let's see, they're 15 millimeter. Let me go and pull those all the way off. Yeah, I didn't think they'd have a lot of torque. They're just extra round of safety. I got both of the bolts out, and this thing's just free spinning. This is the cover. I don't know if you can see it, but it's also held in place by the 18 in the middle. So that'll drop with the subframe. When I get that bolt out, it'll drop down. I'm not pulling it completely out. I got it quite loose though. I'm gonna get the other side, and then we'll start lowering. Yeah, again, these are 15 on the cover. Side. Hit number 1. The back one is just so hard to reach. Alright, number 2. Just going to loosen these a little bit more, the main bolts. This front one has been a bitch the whole time. Just doesn't want to move. Put a little jack under it, see if we can bring it up a little. Maybe that'll help ease the tension a bit. Okay, I got the passenger side subframe bolts out. Look at this. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up. That front bolt, look at the threading. How it's just all eaten away. So we're definitely going to need a new front bolt. The back bolt looks okay. A little rusty, but this, man, look at that corrosion or rust or what. I've never seen that happen to a bolt. So I got the jack under the center of the subframe. I'm going to take out my driver's side bolts, and then we should be able to lower it. Front bolt. This front bolt looks much better. Oh, and rear bolt. I do believe we can drop the subframe now. It has gotten a lot tighter. I know that, but as I drop the subframe, it's going to get the full weight of the engine put on it. So I'm going to do it very slowly. Place your bets. Okay guys, the entire subframe is now on the flow. Check that out. And my hoist is holding just fine. Now let me wiggle this guy out of here. Won't be long now. So the subframe is down. I am going to put this wooden block under the oil pan and put my jack under it just to give it a little extra support. But my hoist is holding just fine. I'll show you that in a second. Let me get this out of the way. So check it out. That's the subframe. Here is the engine. You can't even tell that nothing's holding it up from the bottom. This thing is solid. So that's all I wanted to do for tonight. The frame is down. The hoist is holding. And we'll start pulling the transmission out on the next one. You guys take care.